The dust in the wasteland did not settle. It hung in the air like a heavy grey curtain. The ground was cracked and dry, looking like a giant spiderweb of broken earth. In the middle of this dead landscape stood the creature. He looked like a nightmare that had walked out of a history book. He was tall, much taller than the original Cell. His armor was a shiny, metallic black, with gold accents that gleamed in the sunlight. On his back, 2 long wings made of hard shell twitched like nervous insects. But the most terrifying thing was his tail. It was long and thick, and at the very end of it, where the stinger used to be, there was a face. It was a small, screaming face that looked like it was in constant pain. Gohan stood frozen. He was hugging Videl, but he gently pushed her behind him. His hands were shaking, not from fear, but from the memory. He remembered the Cell games. He remembered the small Cell juniors laughing. He remembered the sound of Android 16's head being crushed. This creature standing in front of him brought all those bad memories back in a single second. The creature, who called himself Cell Max Perfected, took a step forward. His foot crushed a rock into powder. The sound was loud in the silence. "You look surprised, Gohan," Cell Max said. His voice was smooth. It sounded like velvet wrapped around a knife. "Did you think I was gone forever? Science does not die. It evolves. I am the data of the past mixed with the magic of the new world." Gohan took off his glasses. He handed them to Videl. "Run," he whispered. "Get to the city." He looked at Piccolo. Piccolo was already staring at Cell Max. Piccolo's face was grim. He had turned into his orange Piccolo form. He was huge, muscular, and glowing with the power of the Dragon Balls. But even Piccolo looked worried. His antenna twitched. "Get back, Gohan," Piccolo said. His voice was deep. "This monster, his energy is strange. It feels like sludge. It is heavy and sticky. I will test him." "No," Gohan shouted. But it was too late. Piccolo charged. He moved fast. The ground exploded under his feet. He flew at Cell Max with his fist pulled back. Piccolo put everything he had into that punch. He aimed right for Cell Max's face. He wanted to end it in one hit. Cell Max did not dodge. He did not block. He just stood there and smiled. Bam! Piccolo's giant orange fist hit Cell Max's cheek. A shockwave blew the clouds away. The ground shook for miles. The wind from the punch knocked down trees in the distance. But Cell Max's head did not move an inch. He took the punch like it was a soft breeze. Piccolo's eyes went wide. He tried to pull his hand back, but he couldn't. Cell Max had grabbed Piccolo's wrist. He moved so fast that Gohan didn't even see it. "Is that it?" Cell Max asked. "Is that the power of the Namekian who fused with God? How disappointing." Cell Max squeezed. There was a loud crunching sound. Piccolo roared in pain. His wrist bones were being crushed to dust. Cell Max lifted Piccolo up into the air like a rag doll. He spun him around and slammed him into the ground. Boom! A crater the size of a stadium appeared. Piccolo lay in the middle of it, coughing up purple blood. He tried to stand up, but his body was shaking uncontrollably. Gohan felt a snap in his brain. It was the same snap he felt when he was a kid. The rage, the pure, unadulterated Saiyan rage. It flooded his veins like hot lava. "Let him go," Gohan screamed. Gohan's aura exploded. It wasn't the gold of a Super Saiyan. It wasn't the blue of a god. It was white and purple. His hair grew long and turned silver. His eyes turned red. A jagged streak of purple lightning fell from the sky and hit him. This was Gohan Beast. The pressure from Gohan's transformation pushed the dust away. It cracked the rocks floating in the air. Cell Max looked at Gohan. He let go of Piccolo. He looked interested. "Ah, there it is. Selmak said. The beast, the uncontrolled power. Show me, Gohan. Show me if you have surpassed your father. Gohan didn't speak. He vanished. He reappeared instantly in front of Selmax. He kicked Selmax in the chest. Thud. This time, Selmax moved. He slid back a few feet. His black armor had a scuff mark on it. Gohan didn't stop. He unleashed a flurry of punches. His fists were a blur. Every punch created a sonic boom. He hit Selmax in the stomach, the face, the ribs, and the knees. Selmax blocked some of the hits. But Gohan was fighting with a wild instinct. He was faster. He was angrier. Gohan landed a massive uppercut that sent Selmax flying into the air. Gohan cupped his hands. Ka, me, ha, me. A blue and white ball of energy formed in his hands. It grew massive. Ha! The beam shot up. It hit Selmax directly. The sky lit up with a blinding light. The explosion was huge. It looked like a second sun had appeared in the sky. Videl covered her eyes. Is it over? She whispered. The smoke cleared. High in the sky, Selmax was floating. He had smoke coming off his body. His armor was cracked in a few places, but he was laughing. He wiped a bit of green blood from his lip. He looked at the blood on his finger. Pain, Selmax said. I felt pain. Good. This body needs to remember what pain feels like, so it can adapt. Selmax spread his arms. Suddenly, the air around him changed. It turned green. He started to draw energy from the earth below. The grass in the wasteland turned brown and died. The trees in the distance withered. The birds flying in the sky fell down dead. Gohan gasped. He could feel the life force of the planet being sucked up. Stop, Gohan yelled. What are you doing? I told you, Selmax said. I have the data of Moro. I can eat planets. I can eat life. And I will eat you. Selmax pointed his hand at Gohan. A beam of energy shot out. But it wasn't a blast. It was a drain. It wrapped around Gohan like a snake. Gohan felt his strength leaving his body. His beast aura flickered. He tried to pull away, but the energy snake was tight. Meanwhile, far away in the Omni-King's palace, Goku was sitting on the throne. He was wiggling. He was uncomfortable. The throne was glowing white, and beams of light were going into Goku's back. It felt like electricity was rewriting his DNA. It tingled. Hey, Whis, Goku yelled. This itches. It really itches. Can I scratch my back? Whis was standing next to him, holding his staff. He was looking at the hologram of Earth. He looked serious. No, Your Majesty, Whis said. You must not move. The ascension process is delicate. If you break the connection now, your mind might get scattered across the multiverse. Goku looked at the screen. He saw Gohan being drained by Selmax. He saw Piccolo lying in the crater. He saw the grass dying. But look, Goku shouted. They are in trouble. That guy, he has Moro's magic. Gohan doesn't know how to fight magic. I have to go help him. You cannot, Whis said. You are the king now. You cannot interfere in the affairs of mortals directly. That is the law. Goku clenched the armrests of the throne. Stupid laws. I don't care about being king if my son dies. Goku closed his eyes. He tried to use instant transmission. He tried to lock onto Gohan's energy, but nothing happened. The throne was blocking his teleportation. It was keeping him anchored. It was like trying to run in deep water. Vegeta, Goku yelled in his head. Vegeta, where are you? You have to help them. But Vegeta didn't answer. Deep in the basement of the Omni-King's palace, in the hyperbolic time chamber, silence was heavy. Vegeta was floating in the white void. He was wearing his Grand Priest robes. His blue skin was glowing softly. He was meditating. He was trying to recover the energy he had used to seal Mechikabura. The white void was peaceful. It was the only place where the noise of the universe couldn't reach him. He took a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. In his pocket, the small blue cube vibrated. Vegeta opened one eye. He ignored it. He closed his eye again. The cube vibrated again. A tiny, thin tendril of black smoke leaked out of the cube. It was so small that Vegeta didn't notice it. The smoke crawled up Vegeta's robe. It moved like a living shadow. It crawled up his neck and into his ear. Vegeta, a voice whispered in his mind. Vegeta frowned. He thought it was his own thought. Vegeta, why are you sitting here? The voice asked. You are the strongest warrior. You are the prince. Why are you hiding in a basement while Kakarot sits on the throne? Vegeta twitched. I am not hiding, he thought. I am recovering, and Kakarot is stuck. Is he? The voice whispered. Or did he trick you? Think about it. He gets the power. He gets the glory. He gets to be the king of everything. And you get the paperwork. You get the rules. You get to be the servant. Vegeta gritted his teeth. Shut up. I chose this. I chose to save the multiverse. Did you? The voice laughed. Or were you afraid? Afraid that you could never beat him. So you took the easy way out. You became a bureaucrat. A blue-skinned babysitter. Vegeta's eyes snapped open. They were violet. Who is there? He looked around the white void. There was no one. Just him. It's just me, Vegeta, the voice said. I am your pride. I'm the part of you that you locked away. Remember Planet Vegeta. Remember your father. He was a king. You were born to rule, not to serve. The black smoke inside his ear moved deeper into his brain. It touched his memories. It twisted them. Vegeta saw an image of Goku laughing at him. He saw an image of Whis ordering him around. He saw an image of Bulma looking disappointed. You possessed the power of the Grand Priest now, the voice hissed. You could rewrite reality. You could bring back the Saiyans. You could rule the universe properly. No more mercy, no more weakness, just order, your order. Vegeta stood up. His head hurt. It was a throbbing pain behind his eyes. I am the Grand Priest, Vegeta said. His voice sounded shaky. Yes, the voice agreed. And the Grand Priest answers to no one, not even the king, especially not a monkey king who eats pizza on the throne. Vegeta's hand shook. He looked at his hand. The blue skin seemed to darken. It turned a shade of grey. His violet eyes flashed red for a second. I need fresh air, Vegeta muttered. He started to walk toward the exit of the time chamber, but he wasn't walking like himself. He was walking stiffly. The cube in his pocket pulsed with a dark, rhythmic beat. Thump, thump, thump. Back on Earth, the situation was getting desperate. Gohan was on his knees. The energy drain had weakened him. His beast form had faded back to his base form. He was panting, sweat dripping from his face. Cellmax stood over him, looking bigger and stronger. He had absorbed enough energy to heal his armor. He looked brand new. Pathetic, Cellmax said. He kicked Gohan in the ribs. Gohan rolled over in the dirt. He coughed. He tried to stand up, but his legs wouldn't work. Cellmax raised his hand. He pointed a finger at Gohan's head. A red beam of energy charged at the tip. Say goodbye to your father for me, Cellmax said. Suddenly, two blurs appeared. One from the left, one from the right. Dad, Gohan. It was Goten and Trunks. They were teenagers now, taller and stronger. They were both in Super Saiyan form. They kicked Cellmax in the face at the same time. The impact made Cellmax stumble back. His beam fired wide, hitting a mountain in the distance. The mountain vaporized. Goten and Trunks landed in front of Gohan. Are you okay, Gohan? Goten asked. He looked scared. Trunks glared at Cellmax. You ugly bug. You think you can just beat up our brother? Selmax rubbed his face. More Saiyans. They are like cockroaches. You multiply too fast. Gohan looked up. Guys, get away. He's too strong. Trunks smirked. Don't worry, Gohan. We practiced. We got this. Ready, Goten? Goten nodded. Ready. They stood side by side. They extended their fingers. They performed a dance. Fu. Sion. Ha! A bright light engulfed them. When the light cleared, a new warrior stood there. He had long, two-toned hair. He wore the Metamoran vest. He looked confident. This was Teen Gotenks. Da 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 da, Gotenks sang. The Mac Daddy of Justice is here. Gotenks flew at Selmax. He was fast. He moved erratically, bouncing off the air. He punched Selmax in the nose. Then he kicked him in the knee. Then he poked him in the eye. Galactic Donut, Gotenks yelled. He created a ring of yellow energy. He threw it at Selmax. The ring wrapped around Selmax's arms, pinning them to his side. Gotcha. Now die. Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. Gotenks spit out 5 ghosts. They looked like little versions of him, but white and spooky. The ghosts laughed. They flew at Selmax. Boom, boom, boom. The ghosts exploded on contact. Smoke covered Selmax. Gotenks landed and dusted off his hands. Too easy. I'm awesome. But the smoke cleared instantly. Selmax was standing there. The galactic donut ring was broken. He didn't have a scratch on him. He looked annoyed. Is this a joke? Selmax asked. Are you trying to entertain me? Selmax moved. He didn't just move fast. He moved instantly. He appeared in front of Gotenks. He backhanded Gotenks. Whack. Gotenks flew backward. He crashed through 3 rocky pillars. He hit the ground and bounced. The fusion broke instantly. Goten and Trunks separated, lying on the ground unconscious. No, Gohan yelled. He tried to crawl toward them. Selmax laughed. Children should not play with gods. He looked at the sky. He took a deep breath. He seemed to be smelling the fear of the planet. It is time to end this, Selmax said. I have played enough. He flew up high into the atmosphere. He spread his arms and legs. Spikes grew out of his back. They started to glow red. I will unleash my full power, Selmax declared. I will release a shockwave of biological destruction. It will turn every living thing on this planet into dust. And then I will absorb that dust. A red sphere of energy formed around Selmax. It grew larger than the moon. It was pulsating with black veins. It looked like a giant, beating heart of death. Down below, the Z-fighters were helpless. Krillin held 18's hand. Tien looked up with his 3 eyes wide open. Yamcha fell to his knees. It's over, Krillin whispered. We can't stop that. Gohan forced himself to stand up. His legs were shaking violently. His vision was blurry. He looked at the red sphere in the sky. He felt the heat. I won't let you, Gohan wheezed. He raised one hand. His left hand hung uselessly by his side. He raised his right hand. He put 2 fingers to his forehead. Piccolo, Gohan whispered. Piccolo, who was lying in the crater, opened his eyes. He saw Gohan. He understood. Use it. Gohan, Piccolo telepathically said. Use the technique. Gohan nodded. He pointed his 2 fingers at the red sphere. He started to charge energy. Not his own energy. He didn't have enough. He started to draw energy from the atmosphere, from the sun, from the very will to survive. Special beam cannon, Gohan whispered. A spiral of purple light formed around his fingers. It was small. It looked weak compared to the giant red sphere. Selmax laughed from the sky. You think that little toothpick can stop my disaster sphere? Die, son Gohan. Selmax pushed the red sphere down. It began to fall. The sky turned blood red. The heat ignited the clouds. Gohan screamed. He pushed everything he had into his fingers. The purple spiral spun faster. It started to drill into the air. At that moment, in the Omni-King's palace, Goku was watching. He saw the red sphere falling. He saw Gohan standing alone. Tears welled up in Goku's eyes. "Gohan!" Goku shouted. He couldn't leave the throne. He couldn't teleport. But he was the king, and the king has authority. Goku closed his eyes. He didn't try to move his body. He moved his spirit. He focused on the connection between him and Gohan, the father-son bond. "Take it," Goku shouted in his mind. "Take my energy, Gohan. I don't care about the rules." The white light from the throne flared up. It didn't shoot a beam. It simply vanished from the palace. On Earth, Gohan felt something. He felt a hand on his shoulder, a warm, heavy hand. He looked back, but no one was there. But he felt it. He felt the smell of simple earth and training. He felt the spirit of his father. Suddenly, Gohan's purple spiral turned white. It grew massive. The energy wasn't just Kai. It was creation energy. It was the power of the Omni-King. Gohan's eyes snapped open. They were no longer red. They were silver. "Beam cannon!" Gohan roared. He fired. The beam didn't just shoot. It erased the distance. It hit the red sphere instantly. The red sphere of destruction met the white beam of creation. They clashed in the sky. The sound was deafening. The colors mixed, creating a swirling vortex of energy. Cellmax pushed harder. Impossible. Where did he get this power? Gohan pushed back. His feet cracked the ground beneath him. He was roaring, pouring his soul into the attack. Behind him, a ghostly image of Goku appeared, pushing the blast with him. "Go!" Gohan screamed. The white beam pierced through the red sphere. It drilled right through the middle. The red sphere shattered like glass. The beam continued upward. It hit Cellmax in the chest. Cellmax's eyes bulged. He looked down at the hole in his chest. "My perfection," he whispered. The white beam expanded. It engulfed Cellmax completely. He screamed as his biological armor disintegrated. His cells were torn apart atom by atom. "No!" Cellmax vanished. The beam continued into space, flying past the moon and disappearing into the depths of the galaxy. The sky cleared. The red clouds turned blue. The sun shone down. Gohan stood there for a second, his hands still raised. Then his eyes rolled back. He collapsed. He fell forward. But before he hit the ground, a large green hand caught him. It was Piccolo. "You did it, kid," Piccolo said softly. He smiled. "You really are the strongest." The Z-fighters cheered. Krillin jumped in the air. "We're alive. He did it." But their celebration was cut short. A ripple appeared in the sky. Not a portal. A distortion. The sky turned grey. All the colour drained out of the world. The blue sky became grey. The green grass became grey. The yellow sun became a pale white disk. The Z-fighters stopped cheering. They looked around in confusion. "What is happening?" Trunks asked, waking up. "Why does everything look like an old movie?" Piccolo looked up. He sensed something. Something terrifying. Something that made Cellmax feel like an ant. "It's coming from the palace," Piccolo whispered. At the Omni-King's palace, Goku was panting. He had sent a huge chunk of his energy to Gohan. He was tired. The throne felt cold now. Whis looked at his staff. "Oh dear." "What?" Goku asked. "Did we win?" Whis nodded slowly. "Gohan won. But something else has happened." The doors to the throne room slammed open. They didn't just open. They were blown off their hinges. Walking through the smoke was Vegeta. But it wasn't the Vegeta who had left. His robes were no longer blue. They were black. pitch black, like the void. His halo was shattered, the pieces floating around his neck like jagged teeth. His skin was grey, and his eyes were glowing deep, blood red. He walked into the room. His steps were heavy. Each step cracked the indestructible floor. "Vegeta," Goku asked. "You okay, buddy? You look different." Vegeta stopped in the middle of the room. He looked at Goku sitting on the throne. He sneered. "You look comfortable, Kakarot," Vegeta said. His voice was distorted. It sounded like Mechikabura's voice mixed with his own. Goku sensed the evil energy. It was overwhelming. "Vegeta, what happened to you? Snap out of it." Vegeta laughed. "Snap out of it. I have finally woken up. I realized something in the time chamber. Why should I be the servant? Why should I clean up the messes?" Vegeta raised his hand. A ball of black destruction energy formed. It was mixed with the corrupted magic of the demon cube. "I am the Grand Priest," Vegeta said, "and I am cancelling your reign." We stepped in front of Vegeta. "Grand Priest, control yourself. You are corrupted by the demon cube. Let me heal you." Vegeta looked at Whis. He backhanded him. Whack! Whis flew across the room and smashed into the wall. He slid down, unconscious. Goku's eyes went wide. Whis! Goku tried to stand up, but the throne still held him. The ascension wasn't done. He was trapped. Vegeta walked up the steps to the throne. He stood right in front of Goku. He looked down at him. "Get up," Vegeta ordered. "I can't," Goku yelled. "I'm stuck." "Vegeta, listen to me. That's not you talking. That's the demon." Vegeta grabbed Goku by the throat. He lifted him slightly, straining against the magnetic pull of the throne. "The demon is just a tool," Vegeta whispered. "The ambition is mine. I want to see what happens when I break the multiverse." Vegeta charged energy in his other hand. He aimed it right at Goku's face. "Let's see if the new Omni-King can survive erasure." Goku looked into Vegeta's red eyes. He saw the madness. He saw the lost prince. "Vegeta, don't do this," Goku choked out. Vegeta smiled. A cruel, evil smile. "Goodbye, Kakarot." Vegeta fired the blast. The screen goes white. The throne room explodes in a massive cataclysm of black and white energy. The fate of the Omni-King and the corrupted Grand Priest is unknown. The earth is grey and lifeless. Has Vegeta truly fallen to darkness? Can Goku survive a point-blank blast while trapped? And who will save the multiverse now that the two strongest beings are fighting each other? Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Super, the Grand Priest Betrayal.